We're good. We're good. We're golden.
We made it.
We watched a movie this week in theaters.
There was a movie in theaters this week? What?
Sir, I would go so far as to say this is the first movie that came out this year.
That's
I would venture a guess that there was no other movie. I feel like Mad Furiosa came out this year. I don't remember.
Listen, it's Furiosa. You know me already. I wasn't involved in that one. I saw the backlash on Twitter. I saw that because that couldn't stop coming in. And I was like, oh, I'm never gonna watch this movie. So I guess I'll at least live vicariously through these comments.
I went to the movie theater at 4 p.m. on Tuesday or Wednesday. I forget. I think it was maybe Wednesday. I don't remember. I really don't remember. This week was very fast.
It was.
I'm going to say Wednesday. And I saw a movie called Deadpool and Wolverine.
Kills the Marvel universe?
It murders everything always all the time. We're not going to talk spoilers. We'll talk spoilers later if we want to.
Yeah, we won't talk spoilers.
Much later, but like I went to see this movie.
I can't talk any spoilers. Go ahead.
It was 4 p.m. on a Wednesday. And the movie theater was packed.
Bro.
At 4 p.m. on a Wednesday. Keep in mind that sometimes I take a nap in movie theater parking lots because, like, not even in a car. I just sleep on the ground because I know I'll be safe. Because no one's going to see a movie ever. I went to see this movie and the movie was fucking packed. It was so packed. I went alone to see this movie because I wanted to see it early. So I actually had to sit next to... Do you know the last time I had to sit next to a human being at the movie theaters?
That was wild. Yeah.
I was like, sup? And this guy was like, sup? And his girl was like, hi. And I was like... And we got the seat, the seat, like, there's in any theater, like, there's the bottom row, which I fucking hate sitting in. And then there's the up, like, there's like a raised platform. And there's maybe like a handlebar or something. Mm-hmm. That was my seat. I got, like, slightly left of the thing, front row of the mezzanine.
Are you right-handed? You're right-handed, right?
My camera's inverted, so this is my actual right hand. This is my left hand.
Okay.
So if I look, it's not a mirror image. It's a direct image of what I'm, or it is mirror, whatever.
I feel same thing here. This is, well, actually no. To be fair, this is my left hand. So
this is my right hand. Yeah.
This is my right hand.
Left hand, right hand. So I put my feet on the bars, and then two people walked by, and I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and I put my feet down and let them cross with my giant fucking Deadpool bucket, giant popcorn bucket.
Man, I was jealous. I couldn't. They were sold out.
Oh, I straight up. So I know that's the AMC. That's the local AMC to me, and I've known people there for a very long time because I used to go there a lot. Yeah. So I was like, "Hey, do me a favor, put one of those Deadpool buckets aside for me." They're like, well, we don't know. And I said, cool, I'm going to cause a riot. You'll be on the news. If I don't get a Deadpool bucket. Yeah. No, I didn't threaten them. I threatened violence in their establishment. So they're like, yeah. It was like $25. So like, whatever, who gives a shit? Yeah. And it was unlimited popcorn.
Moral of the story is that you were able to get what you desired.
Yeah, which is currently, by the way, in the dishwasher. Oh. Because that thing had a lot of fucking... Well, because the AMC by me also has these things, like it's like a shaker of
there a lot of
salt.
Butter that was on it? Is that why you...
There's a lot of butter. It was dribbling down the... So they also have these salts that you can put on, like cheese salt, So like you make it like cheese popcorn or white cheddar salt or sugar salt, which is like kettle corn. So that was all over. I was like butter and all this shit. It was disgusting. My stomach hurt the second I got home. I was shitting for an hour.
Sounds like that would be the appropriate.
And of course, I got a blue raspberry icy because the only place it's ever okay for an adult to get a blue raspberry icy.
You combine that with a blue rat, man. You knew you weren't coming home in good shape.
No. I'm surprised I made it home and like didn't have to stop somewhere. I did. Okay, but I did take a piss break because the icy was big. Anyway, it was full.
So you missed some parts of it. Okay, got it.
No, because then I went home and watched it because
That's fair.
I have it.
That's fair.
And it was great to be in the theater watching a movie, just a movie in general, and being around people who were also into the movie. Like dude, Guardians 3, not a lot of people into the movie.
Yeah, there weren't.
Not a lot of like not a lot of like there wasn't a lot of crowd.
Oh,
I'm gonna just say it now. Before I'm gonna hand it off to you, but I'm just gonna say this now. I've said a million times, there is joyful and there is joyless. There's no good or bad. Like there's well written, well stored. Like, but at the end of the day, a movie, a TV show, any piece of art or entertainment either brings you joy or doesn't. That's all it was. This movie was okay. The movie was okay. The experience of this movie was joy. I had so much joy at every step of the way. And now I've seen it multiple times. Again, paid for it once, watched it for free 7 times.
Okay, give or take.
Yeah, well, it's on right now on my other computer. I'm just having it playing permanently. Go see this movie. Goofy, take it. What do you got?
So I echo what you said. You go to the movie theaters. So the last time I went to the movie theaters was, so unfortunately it was Aquaman. That was December, I think, right? Or January, December? I want to say it was December. I think it was. And that was a mistake because I knew it wasn't going to be good, but I was like, I want to see the last DC movie in the theaters. I want to see it in the theaters. And that movie,
where were you?
It was empty. Oh my God. MT. The seats aren't really that way, unfortunately, in this theater where I was at, but because there's a local movie theater, but at the same time, there's multiple theaters that are around me. There's there's one in particular where like you can recline all the way back and you can lift up the little thing in the middle and put your stuff down. I didn't go to that one. I went to the other one that was a little bit less uncomfortable. I didn't see it in IMAX because I was like, why see this in IMAX? I saw Deadpool in IMAX.
I did not see it in an IMAX. I probably should now that I think about it, but I'll go in like 2 weeks.
It was great in IMAX. Yeah, go in. There's less people there. I mean, now there's too many people in the theaters for the next like week or two.
I'll see it in a couple weeks. I'll see it in IMAX.
Yeah. But number one, I sat down and the vibe in the theater from the very beginning was, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah.
And with Aquaman, it was like, I didn't have anything else to do, so I chose to come to the theaters today. Guardians of the Galaxy was
I'm sure that's what the Marvels was like too, for anyone who went to theaters to see the Marvels.
The Marvels was like, I went to go see it with Desi. So like when we went, we were both like, we don't know what to expect, but let's give it a good old college try here. And then Guardians was like a good experience. No Way Home was similar to this because a lot of people were really excited about No Way Home, but there was a little bit more ambiguity in No Way Home. And we'll get into this a little bit later. There were some things that I wish that I didn't know going into Deadpool and Wolverine, because I think it would have been really dope to see to experience it I won't say any spoilers, but there were some things that I really would have liked to have experienced specifically in the theater, because there were moments where I saw people who just saw it for the first time and they were like, oh, and I was like, damn, I already knew that was gonna happen.
So this is not a spoiler because it was in the trailer.
It was in the trailer, yeah.
But Daphne Keane, I found out, I that hurt me, but I did find out why, and I accept it. The reason Daphne Keane, they cut that trailer is because the actress really wanted to go to the red carpet showing. And they were like, fine. Like, fine.
Okay.
And I'm like, she's fucking young. When's the next time? She's not, she's not a great actress, but she's not a bad actress yet. She's still young.
She did really well in as...
Yeah.
She was great as X-23 when she was in Logan. And I heard that she did relatively well in The Acolyte, although just The Acolyte in general just has a bad aroma.
She was fine. She was fine. Like, but then again, she was wearing fucking makeup and I listen, she's like 19, 20. Fine. I'm willing to give up that willing suspend like that. Oh, that would have been a great reveal. Because it meant she got to have her red carpet day.
Okay.
And because she got to go to the premiere and because she got to have her red carpet day, fine. It didn't take anything away. I'm real happy that they kept some of that shit they kept silent.
Yeah. It was good. It was good. It was good.
It wasn't gratuitous.
Yeah.
Every single time they brought a character as a cameo in, it served more purpose than any of the cameos in Doctor Strange. No, in No Way Home. No Way Home had 3 good cameos. The 3 good No Way Home cameos were Goblin, Alfred Molina, and Jamie Foxx.
I love that we always say Alfred Molina. We don't even say Doc Ock. No, it's Alfred.
No, it's Alfred Molina.
Yeah,
Alfred Molina. Hold on, I got a soundbite for this. Hold up, where is it? It is. You might not have heard it.
Didn't hear it. Yeah,
but
I know they probably did.
Cat did. But like outside of that, like Sandman, who gave a shit? Fuck him. Even Toby and Andrew Garfield. Even Toby and Andrew Garfield, I was like, fucking whatever, guys. Yeah, sure. I mean, they were fine.
Yeah,
they were fine. And they clearly served a purpose.
In there.
But like, I'd say that like 3, like Lizard, Sandman, like who fucking cared? Like if it was just Goblin, Electro, and Alfred Molina. And
no offense to Jamie Foxx, if it was just Alfred Molina and Goblin Defoe, like I'd have been fine.
No, Jamie Foxx in that infinitely better than Jamie Foxx.
No, he was
in
great
ASM too.
I'm just saying, like in hindsight, if you still didn't have him, I'm okay with the movie because you brought back Alfred. Because I mean, let's be real. Spider-Man 2 was Alfred Molina. It wasn't. Oh, great! It's because Tobey Maguire. No, arguably speaking, Tobey Maguire, I take good Spider-Man. However, I didn't think there was anything particularly special about Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. I thought that he was just. It was nice to have him. It was nice to have him. But really, the first movie was really about William Dafoe. The second movie was about Alfred Molina, and then the third movie was hot trash. So
the third movie was how do we ruin 3 characters? How do we undo? Sam Raimi needs to stop.
Yeah.
We can't give him a budget because he doesn't know what to do with it.
4. You heard he wants to do Spider-Man 4 still.
No. No, you are not allowed to have a budget. Sam Raimi has to be like, you have $10 million, go. And then after he films the movie, they could be like, cool, we're upping your budget to 30 million. Figure out what you want to do with post effects. Yeah. Like, it'll be like, oh, okay. The more you, because he doesn't know what to do with it.
Oh man.
He's like, I'll just get like because he.
But you didn't like Multiverse of Madness. You didn't think that was, and you know, I'm going to say this, like, not once again, not hot take, but Multiverse of Madness. In all honesty, it wasn't a terrible movie. It was just that it didn't fulfill expectations. And yeah, there are people talk about the continuity of the movie, the continuity of things like WandaVision, and then you get Multiverse of Madness. There wasn't enough continuity there. I almost felt to a certain extent there was almost too much Scarlet Witch, but I understand why she needed to be there. It was just more of, I don't think that they utilized her well enough to make her the antagonist of the entirety of the film. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it just didn't feel like they landed that plane very well in terms of her being the villain of the movie.
You ready for my hot take? This is muy caliente.
I usually I never am, but go ahead.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you something, and a lot of people who see this, both people who see this on Kick,
stop. The one person is me. So one of those people is me. So
Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness and Deadpool and Wolverine were the exact same quality of movie.
Wow.
The difference between them is that one of those movies tried and failed, and the other one of those movies did not try and succeeded. Yeah. There's going to be a through line for this entire show. Go fucking see Deadpool and Wolverine. I swear to God, if you ask me if it's cinema, it is not cinema.
It's not.
It is. No, it is not. It is not Joker. Like, you know, it is not. It has. It has heart. Whoa.
Yeah, don't get me wrong.
It has heart. Yeah. This movie, it hit me there were.
Yeah.
So again, we're not spoiling anything.
We're not spoiling. Nope. It's
but like, let's be clear here. Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. We know what Deadpool is about. Mm-hmm. Deadpool is gonna make dumb fucking jokes, curse like a sailor, and murder people.
Yeah.
And then we have Hugh Jackman Wolverine. The fucking Wolverine.
Yeah.
Who was going to play the Wolverine. Like, this man, dude, like, Hugh Jackman probably, it's harder for him to not be Wolverine now than it is for him to be Wolverine. Like, he has been the Wolverine in so many fucking, like, for like 20 fucking years.
Is it 7 or 8 movies now that he's been Wolverine?
More.
Is it more? Oh, you're right, because he has the 3 movies, and you have the X-Men, then you have...
He's also been Wolverine in, like, every single X-Men movie. We're not going to spoil. Every single X-Men movie, he's been in for a second, at least.
Yeah.
Like, so he's, like, Days of Future Past, he was in, obviously.
He was in
First Class, he was in the bar. Go fuck yourself. Like, like, he's been Wolverine.
Yeah.
For 20 plus fucking years.
Yep.
Since 2001.
He kind of had a cameo, if you want to look at it, with all the Flash in Deadpool movies. Like, you can kind of say that he was slightly in those two as well.
Well, but he never acted in those movies.
He never wasn't
in Apocalypse or New Mutants. He wasn't in New Mutants. He was in Apocalypse, right? Wasn't he freed by Jean in X-Men Apocalypse? Or was that the one before Apocalypse?
No, he wasn't in Apocalypse. He was not in Apocalypse. He wasn't.
Is that because Apocalypse happened after Logan? That makes sense.
Apocalypse happened before It happened after the bar thing.
No, I'm pretty sure he was in Apocalypse.
No, he wasn't in Apocalypse. He was in the movie before that one because the First Class movies are a trilogy, right? Like that was the conclusion.
There was
of it.
First Class.
Yeah.
What was the one that happened right after First Class?
Technically, wasn't that the Apocalypse movie, and then they had Days of Future Past.
No, it was Days of Future Past. Then it was Apocalypse, and then it was Dark Phoenix.
Dark Phoenix.
He was in Apocalypse. He wasn't in Dark Phoenix.
I don't think he was.
I'll show you the scene he was in Apocalypse.
I'm looking it up too. Go ahead. We can both do this together as a people.
Yeah, he was in the Weapon X thing in Apocalypse, and he was freed by Jean Grey.
Post-credit scene.
This wasn't a post-credit scene. This was in the movie.
Was it in the movie?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I mean, to be fair, it's also that movie.
The Wolverine Weapon X scene in Apocalypse, right here.
You're right, he was there. Okay.
Yeah, I know he wasn't in Dark Phoenix, but I remember he was in Apocalypse.
Yeah, that's impressive memory. I've only watched that movie one time. There's been no reason for me to ever watch it.
I've rewatched every... You understand that my love of the X-Men trumps how miserable every single X-Men movie was?
I'm probably still in the...
I am the only person who has seen The Last Stand twice in the world.
No,
I know that.
I
know that. No, it's impossible.
That's not true. It's
I've lost my mind watching it twice.
I've watched that movie.
They sent me a letter. They said, when I was on Netflix, and they sent me a letter. They're like, "Hey, are you okay? Are you being held hostage? Are you being tortured? Because you just watched X-Men: The Last Stand." I bought the DVD, and the police were sent for a wellness check on me. Welfare check, both. No, that movie, no buenos. But it doesn't matter because I love X-Men so much.
It's double-digit times. I've watched that movie double-digit times, and it's not good. It's never good. It's never good. But not that it's not good. It's that it's bad. I tear up. Every single time I tear up when he says, "I'm sorry."
But okay.
Every time I still tear up, but just a little bit because, like, you have to understand Wolverine. This is where I put Wolverine on my pedestal of Marvel characters. I have 5 Marvel characters that I will do anything for. Anything.
Rogue, Emma Frost.
That's
Black
your
Cat.
List. that's
I'll tell you when a dude shows up. All right, because there are a couple, but they're not top 5.
They're actually surprisingly my top 5 might surprise you. Thor is number 1. Wolverine is number 2.
I know that.
Number 3 is Gambit. Number 4, this one's gonna be the kicker, is Miss Marvel. Number 5,
Ms. Marvel, sure,
is Squirrel Girl. And then if we want to get interesting, we can go down the rest of the list. Number 6 is Storm. 7 is Rogue. 8 is Deadpool. Number 9 is the Hulk. I mean, who doesn't love the friggin' Hulk? Actually, no, number 9 is not Hulk. Hulk is actually in the top 20. Number 9 is Apocalypse. Number 10 is Magneto. Are you sensing a theme? There's like 7 X-Men or 7 mutants that are on this list.
So I have different favorites. You know what I mean? Like, my favorite X-Man is Storm. Always has been, always will be. Coolest fucking powers. 90s X-Men introduced me to drama queen Storm. Oh, God.
Did I leave Storm off my top 10? Oh, that was so disrespectful. That's Storm off my top 10. That was bad.
Omega level mutant, controls weather in space.
Yeah.
Powerful as fuck. Awesome as fuck. Married T'Challa. And everyone was like, T'Challa, don't fuck this up.
Yeah,
they're like, yeah, sure, you got the god of Boss the Panther god in you, but like, like she gonna take half of Wakanda, bro. Like, don't, like, this divorce ain't gonna be clean. Like,
Wakanda.
Yeah, she can't have half of Wakanda, man.
My bad. Storm would be 6. Deadpool
Storm
7.
is
Rogue.
Storm's my favorite
and
X-Men.
yeah.
Like hands down. And then it's like a 3-way tie of like Cyclops, Gambit, and Beast. I love Cyclops. And then my least favorite X-Men is Rogue. My favorite mutant is Rogue. I don't know how that worked out. Like she's like, as an X-Man, she's fucking awful. She's the worst. She's just terrible. She's like, it's like Rogue, Jubilee, and like Multiple Man are just dog shit fucking X-Men characters.
Jubilee and Multiple Man are down there on the list. Jubilee, I can't stand her. But at the same time, though, I do enjoy reading some of her comics because some of her comics be wild AF, bro.
I like Nightcrawler when he's not in the X-Men. I don't know why. I like it when he's just a guy floating around being Nightcrawler. Like the current run where he's Spider-Man. I'm like, this is great. This is fucking great.
He's Spider-Man? What? I missed that one. Okay.
Yeah, the current run, it's not spectacular. It's something I don't know. I think it might be Spectacular. It might be the new Spectacular Spider-Man. It's just Nightcrawler, and I'm like, that's amazing. Like that's because
I've seen that one. I've never read it though. I didn't think.
It's real fun.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay,
but like again, what are you looking for, right? Like in your movies, in your TV shows, in your comics. I love another character in Marvel that has like super high up on my list, didn't exist 5 fucking years ago, is Spider-Gwen.
I'm a big fan. I love Spider-Gwen, bro.
I love Spider-Gwen.
I love Spider-Gwen. Yeah.
I don't love all of her stories.
Yeah, her stories are...
When they try to make her serious, when they try to be like, she's just like Spider-Man, but she's not though, because like, one, there are things that are always going to be easier for her than for Peter,
right?
For a million reasons. And then on the other side, there are going to be things that are significantly fucking harder for her than for Peter. And like, and that's the nuance that I love about her. And my favorite thing is like the Gwenverse, which has been a comic that's been, been a comic that's been running for like 5 years now. And it's just like every hero and every villain is just Gwen. And it's awesome because like Gwen Thor is fucking
Gwen Thor.
Yeah, you please. When I was doing the podcast with Ominous and Vinny, I would be like, guys, I don't care. I have to talk about this week's Gwen comic. And they're like, fine, but like it's stupid. I'm like, yes, but it's so much fun. Like it's so dumb. Jeff the baby land shark. Perfect team.
Jeff. Love it.
But again, it's different. Like, why do you watch Heroes? You watch Heroes because heroes are an ideal. And they don't always do what's smart. They always do what they believe and what the majority of people believe is right. And that's why it's heroes. Heroes are an aspiration. We can never be Captain America.
Yeah.
But we can strive to be more like Captain America. You know what I mean? Like,
also Captain America is slightly annoying, but yes.
We can never be Iron Man, but we can strive to be intelligent. We can never be Thor, but we could strive to be noble. So heroes give you an aspiration. Villains tell a different story. And that's why you have to humanize a villain, and it's important to humanize villains. Because if you don't humanize a villain, you take away the one thing that can make them interesting, which is the understanding that any human being, under any circumstances, can become a villain. Under the right circumstances, anyone can be bad. There's a great line in Batman comics where the Joker tells Batman the only thing difference between us, the only thing separating us is one bad day. Like Batman is one bad day away from being the Joker.
Yeah.
You know, like, and you think about it, you're like, no, oh, wait a minute now. Well,
Mhm.
and that
And then,
kind of
you see
humanization.
Thomas Wayne. I'm kidding.
Yeah. Exactly. And then you see Thomas Wayne's Batman, and you're like, oh, murder bitch Batman. Like, what the fuck's going on? You know. So it's important. So the good thing about Deadpool and Wolverine is that it is what I will call a return to form in Marvel movies, which, you know, if you haven't seen it, go see it.
But also, like you said, return to form. But you know, my wife has sent me messages. It's a return to form, but additionally, what it is that it's, and this is what I was saying leading up to this movie on Keeping the Comics. Like and subscribe. Also, like and subscribe to GnT as well.
No,
because you because you want pain.
Don't do it.
Anyways, yeah. But what I said was that Deadpool, as a character in general, is very different than most characters that we see in the MCU, right? He's unhinged. Yes, R-rated is a part of it, but
this movie would have been fine at PG-13 for what it's worth.
Yeah, it would have been. He's fourth wall breaking. That
wouldn't have been as cool, but it would have been fine.
Yeah. You know, fourth wall breaking, although they have had other characters do it before in the MCU, right? Like we saw Wanda do it. We saw Agatha do it in WandaVision, you know, technically with fourth wall breaking, She-Hulk, whatever, right? You know, to a certain extent, you saw some fourth wall breaking there. Not the same, but
She-Hulk's decanonized, didn't you hear?
Is that like officially a thing? I just thought it was a rumor. Is she like legit decanonized?
Last I heard is She-Hulk didn't happen.
It's hard for me to know because you hear rumors about things happening and then things don't come to fruition. How many times do we see like this person got casted to be X and it's actually not true? So I wasn't sure if that was actually a legit thing. So that's interesting if that's the case. But technically we saw, because they screwed up with the whole Kevin thing at the very end. That was really dumb. But let's move on. Think about Deadpool is that Deadpool's just a different type of character. And being able to put that on screen I always say this, it's going to be different than any other MCU movie that you've ever created before because of the nature of the character, him being unhinged. You're now teaming him up with another character in Wolverine that is also slightly unhinged as well. I'm like, you were never going to, this is almost like, it's not even like you said return to form. It's not really a return to form, in my opinion. It's a new age in a sense. But at the same time, it does still kind of conform to the way they've done things before, right? Where it's, we introduce these characters, we kind of set things up slightly, a little bit, not fully, and we just went back to some good old action. Because when you look at superhero movies, what do you want? Yes, you want a good story, sure, but what you also really want is some good action and activity, and this movie gave you all the action that you possibly wanted in the world. The thing, I think, what this movie was all about fan satisfaction. It's really kind of what it was about. It was really about fan satisfaction. If you're a comic book reader and you followed any interaction between Deadpool and Wolverine, you got to relive that in live action, and they almost superseded my expectations in what I saw in terms of an interaction with them in the comics and the live action.
Iron Man 1. Would you say that was a phenomenal movie?
It wasn't a phenomenal movie, but it was a great introduction into what we, and to be fair, Iron Man was not as regarded as it was today, as it is right now, until we started to see more movies in the MCU.
Agreed. Okay, follow up. Do you think Iron Man 1 was, you think the attention to detail they paid in Iron Man 1 to make sure that the fans of Iron Man and the fans of Marvel were happy was thorough? Like, do you think that?
No.
Really? Because it was.
I don't think so. I think what they thought was, you know, we have this character in Iron Man. He's not insanely popular in the comics, but what he is, though, is a billionaire philanthropist, right? That's what he is. Let's stick to who he is as an essence, as a character, the same demeanor. So I guess it does kind of lean into what you were saying. I guess to that certain extent.
Iron Man 1, yeah. Thor 1, the first Captain America movie were modernized retellings of origin stories that are zeitgeist, right? And that even the Incredible Hulk movie, they were honest tellings of stories that weren't flawless, and the stories weren't good. None of the phase 1 movies were particularly great.
Except for like Avengers. Yeah.
Well, yeah. But Avengers was the payoff to watching 4 movies. Right? So you had, and Iron Man 2 was also pre-Avengers, I think. But like you had, the concerns were like weird that, you know, Tony Stark outed himself immediately as Iron Man. That was the concern people had, right? And then Captain America 1, like, nobody was like, that's not Cap. Everyone's like, no, it's fucking Cap.
That's Cap, yeah.
Thor was boring, but it was really true to Thor's.
We got to follow up on Anti-Valor's comment. We got, at some point in time, we got to put up the comments on the freaking screen. We'll get there.
Well, that comment never would have made it. That comment's just too big.
It probably is. Yeah, you're right. It would have cut off at some point. Like, it would have been like,
we'll get back to that. When I said this was a return to form, I meant this is a movie where they said, we're going to take characters and we're going to put the characters people love in the film. And yeah, the bad guy's not going to be great. And yeah, the plot's going to be like weak, not even bad, like generic. The plot of this movie was very generic.
Incredibly.
It was very like, oh, okay, sure, fine, fuck it, whatever. The stakes were real, but in the same way that the stakes in any Marvel movie that isn't an Avengers movie are real.
I said it in a video, in my review video. I was like, it was very matter of fact. It was like, here it is.
The fun was not in the movie being, wow, this is a amazing story acted to perfection by Academy Award winner Hugh Jackman and MTV Best Kiss winner Ryan Reynolds. You know, like Nickelodeon's Kids Choice Award.
Okay, I get it.
The Proposal is a great movie. You should watch it. Actually, I've said that many times. I do actually love The Proposal. It's a phenomenal movie.
It's pretty good.
This movie was, we know what Deadpool fans want. We know what Wolverine fans want. We know that our movies lately have been trying to tell something and failing. What if instead we just say, wouldn't it be fun to watch this dysfunctional buddy cop movie? Because that's what it is. It is a buddy cop movie. It is Lethal Weapon 2. That's what this movie is. This movie is Lethal Weapon 2 with claws and and a shit ton of fuck bombs. Yeah. Like, and in spite of that, there are a great number of scenes in this movie that kind of like horrendous, inappropriate joke, absolute violence, moment of like reflection, horrendous, inappropriate joke, act of violence, character development, act of violence, horrendous, inappropriate joke, character violence, heart. And it's not winning an Academy Award, and it doesn't deserve to.
Yeah.
But it does deserve, like, everybody who's slightly interested in watching a Marvel movie should see this movie.
It's a movie.
And, like, it is.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, sorry. I was gonna say, like, it's a movie that, like, I put it in this type of category. Is it the greatest movie of all time? No. Is it, like you said, is it going to win an Academy Award? No, I don't think so. But is it a movie that whenever you see that movie pop on TV, whenever you see that, whenever you have the first chance that you have an opportunity to watch it on a streaming platform like Disney, which of course, are you going to sit there and are you going to watch that movie over and over and over again? Yes, the F you are. Because there are so many. Although I gave the movie 8.5 out of 10 because of different reasons, and we'll get into that later. I gave the movie 8.5 out of 10, but although other movies will get an 8.5, it doesn't mean that it had the same type of quality of, well, damn, that made me feel something. Oh, damn, that was funny as heck. Oh, man, like, do you remember the scene? Like, oh, wow, what a great ending. Did you see that cameo? There is so many moments in the movie where you're just like, I'll watch the movie just to be able to see these moments again. That's it.
And honestly, this was just a really good wrestling match. That's what this movie was.
The fight choreography?
This was a very good wrestling match where every time they didn't fuck around. Every fight in this movie, with two exceptions, every fight in this movie was like, get ready.
Yeah.
A fight's gonna happen, and this fight's you're gonna be happy. And I'm not gonna say which two I think it was, but there were two fights in this movie that I was like, oh, okay. Cool. The villain,
don't. I have my thoughts about the villain.
So what is well known is that the villain of this movie is Cassandra Nova. That is a known fact. She is touted as the villain of this movie. The actress did a phenomenal job playing Cassandra Nova. I do not care. It did not matter.
Yeah.
Her purpose in this movie was to be the thing that causes Deadpool and Wolverine to progress. Like, she was the driving force of these two idiots. The story.
Yeah.
She could have been anyone else doing anything else.
Yeah, she could have been.
And it didn't matter. She was generic Marvel bad guy. She was Killmonger. No, Killmonger was actually a really good villain. I
personally feel like she was underutilized, but that's my opinion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But but that's what I'm saying. Return to form. She was Red Skull. She was Ironmonger. She was Whiplash. She was Ronan the Accuser. She was the bad guy whose job. Fuck, she was Darben. She was the bad guy whose job was the good guy has to stop the bad guy.
Yeah.
her motivation was fine.
Yeah, it was fine.
I didn't care because it didn't matter. Because the only thing that mattered was that Deadpool was saying dumbass shit, and not once did fucking Wolverine break. Not once was this dude, like, some shit happened, and the entire time Hugh Jackman, like, I swear he had earbuds in. He had to, because, like, Deadpool would say heinous ass shit.
Yo, some crazy.
And Wolverine would just be like, bub.
Straight face.
Like, straight, played it so fucking straight.
Yeah, he did.
And then the one time in the movie, the one time that Wolverine fucking uncorked, the woman, the dude, and then dude's girl gasped at what he said. Yeah. Like, he had the shittiest, meanest thing. He delivered the worst line in the fucking movie. And it was like, oh, Logan, ¿por qué? ¿Por qué? Why? Why did you do this? Why are you so mad?
For those who haven't seen it yet,
we're not spoiling.
We're not gonna allude to it. We're just
gonna let you know.
Yeah,
there's a scene where Wolverine uncorks, not physically. Don't worry about that. He kills everybody.
You'll see that part.
When will the spoil stream be? At the end of this stream, I'll put up a tag on the screen that says like spoilers. And we'll talk a little bit more just so everyone can like have time to get out, but like that'll be like the last 10 minutes. After next week we will talk more freely about it.
100%.
Yeah, because
we're trying to be courteous.
And honestly, if you're like, guys, I don't know, I have some money problems, just fucking DM me in Discord. I'll give you a fucking copy. Like,
we don't have a Discord specifically.
We're not gonna.
Yeah, I don't know if it makes sense anymore. I don't know if it makes sense at this current time in the channel.
I saw it, and then I saw it in theaters because I wanted to, because I want this movie to succeed. Because it should succeed, because one, it's a rated R movie. Disney needs to understand that they paid money for Marvel and Star Wars, but right now we're talking about Marvel, to capture a group of people that they previously didn't have access to. And they can't bitch out. They can't keep making... You want to make a cartoon for kids? I'm going to say it. I said it before and I say it again. Kids don't want to watch kids be heroes. Kids want to watch someone they can grow up to be, not someone who is them. Because the same thing, when you're a child, when you watch the Power Rangers as a kid, you don't go, oh, wow, I can't wait for it to be the youngest Power Ranger. You say, I can't wait to grow up and become like them, which were like fucking teenagers in high school. Yeah. By the time you were a teenager, you probably weren't into Power Rangers because you fucking grew up, but you still remembered liking the Power Rangers. Luke Skywalker, someone said recently, all of our heroes are dead. Every hero that I grew up with is dead, and that's true. All of my heroes are dead. Every single hero.
At some point in time, I'm going to go through all the hell that you guys have experienced with Star Wars. I'm going to go back to the very beginning.
Can we do it together? I don't know what your life is like. I'll drive up to you, man. I don't care. We'll call it. Hold on.
I don't mind, bro. Honestly, I have a lot of free time right now, and I can definitely get into some Star Wars right now. I could, because I'm not watching anything else. I really am not, other than like trying to catch up on One Piece. But I mean, let's be real.
I kind of
how long is it gonna take for me to watch up on One Piece?
Oh, it's 10 years.
That's a slow and steady race.
I kind of like, if we could do a weekend, we can watch all 9 Star Wars.
Okay. The movies you talk about, right? And then we can get into okay. And then I'll do the shows on my own. Yeah.
Don't do the shows until you watch at the very minimum, watch the first 6 movies.
Okay.
Right? Like what are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. At the very minimum, because all of the good shows take place with knowledge of those movies being relevant.
Okay.
Like, you won't care who the fuck this guy is until... And even the pacing of the movies, it does still make more sense to watch them 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. It still makes sense to watch them in that order.
You watch 4, 5, 6, and then... Okay. So you watch 4, 5, 6 first, then you watch 1, 2, 3, then you watch 7, 8, 9. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Like, it still makes sense to watch them because knowing... If you watch 1, 2, and 3, you answer a question before you even ask it. But if you watch 4, 5, and 6, the questions you have about how did this happen, how did we get here, become relevant. Also, they are the best movies. Like, they are the best story of Star Wars.
The first 1, 2, 3 are.
4, 5, and 6 are the best stories of Star Wars.
4, 5, and 6. Okay.
Yeah. 1, 2, and 3 are good stories, poor movies. Does that make sense?
They were older though. They were like what, 1970s?
No, 4, 5, and 6 are the first 3 Star Wars movies ever made.
Oh, you're
Star
doing
Wars
it in terms of
came
like
out
when
of
things
order.
happened. Okay.
Yeah, the first movies that came out were 4, A New Hope, 5, The Empire Strikes Back, and 6, Return of the Jedi. And it was 79, 82, and 85. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you, Jay.
85? I thought it was 84. No, it doesn't matter. And those movies were the movies that George Lucas made because he said this is the most interesting part of the story. The first 3 movies were how we got...
Are these based off comic books as well? Is that...
No, this is all George Lucas being a crackhead.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, George Lucas was a crackhead.
I can appreciate it.
And, you know, and then Disney bought Star Wars because they're like, man, we got to get in on some of this, you know, real show. Like, one thing that Anti-Valor mentioned was like dark is a relevant thing, but it doesn't carry. It's got to be a part of the story.
Okay.
Which is shonen.
Understood.
Shonen, you watch anime, you're familiar. Shonen is anime for young dudes. That's what shonen means. It means like for boys. And then there's anime that's for girls. And it's not like fucking Sailor Moon, even though there are girls in it. Anime that is generally for girls tend to be more slice of life anime. Okay. I still enjoy slice of life, but I also enjoy, like, it doesn't matter. I know girls who like fucking shonens. Like, it doesn't make a difference. It's just shonens are adventure stories that are supposed to be suited to be like, hey, aspire. Like, usually a little more action, a little more adventure-y, a little more serious. And that's what all Marvel is, and that's what all Star Wars is. Star Wars is a shonen. It is not a story for little girls. Doesn't mean little girls can't like it. It's just not focused on girls. The entire concept of like, well, we're just going to make girls be the focus point. I'm like, that's great. I don't care, but you are stupid for doing that. That is a very stupid thing because the people who love this thing are dudes. Mm-hmm. So you can make chick main characters, you can make that shit, but stop telling stories that girls want because you're going to lose the people who want to see the, like, who were like bought you the ticket. You know, like dance with the person who brought you. Marvel finally did that with this movie again. It's the first movie that's come out in a long time that felt like, hey guys, you want to have fun? We're going to have fun.
Yeah.
And it was stupid in all of the best ways. And it was like nod and smile in all of the best ways.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, it was a fun movie. I'm going to let you say more words and then I'll be right back.
I'm trying to avoid Kevin Feige. There are no immediate plans for Eternals 2. While we're just talking, I'm just going to talk about other stuff going on while avoiding fucking spoilers, right? Deadpool and Wolverine to tear up the world with 360 million global opening. Monday is going to be a big day. I don't know if you guys are familiar with what's going on in Disney. Ike Perlmutter, notorious piece of shit, garbage human being, guy who specifically said, not like privately, like in an interview, why the fuck would we make a Black Widow movie? Nobody will watch a woman superhero. Ike Perlmutter, right? Former owner of Marvel, sold to Disney for, I don't know, $2 billion or something. Liquidated 100% of his shares in Disney earlier this week. He was just like, you guys suck. I'm fucking done. Sold off 100% of his shares. And when asked publicly, said, yeah, I'll buy back when it's like 65 to 70 because there's absolutely no way it won't hit that number. So here's the thing. I would have waited for Deadpool. I don't disagree with him. Disney is burning money, hiring bad people, not actors, that doesn't matter, but like people, they're hiring the wrong people to do the right thing. They're not making money on I think they just sliced their prices on like theme parks and stuff. I read an article, I don't know if it's real, but I heard that they were just like, yeah, everything is cheaper at Disney because nobody fucking cares. Because they've taken away the magic that people wanted. And granted, you know, inflation, money's tight. There's a million things, but it's not tight for everyone. Right? Like, I still know people who, like, I know people directly, like a friend of mine, friend's a very rough word, an acquaintance of mine, just got a brand new Mercedes. He's married. He's got kids, right? And he rolled his old Mercedes into a new one in a lease. Like, yes, fine. It's, you know, inflation's rough and there's things that are pain in the ass. And as I've said a million times, I'm so tired of like the only thing. I'm just tired of going to a fast food place and having to spend $20 to eat. It drives me nuts. It's insane. I won't do it. Even like if I go to Wendy's, I have to get 2 biggie bags for $10, and that's still like not enough because it's like 2 tiny burgers, 8 nugs, and 2 bitch ass fries. So I'm like, that's. But if I wanted a full combo, which is still somehow less food, it's like $13 to $15. I'm like, I don't understand what the fuck's happening anymore. Not everyone has it bad. Well, it's not just not everybody has it bad, right? It's that like inflation affects different people different ways. And like the industries adapt. Like industries don't just die when inflation hits high. We've had inflation in my lifetime before. We've had big problems like that before. In the Christ, there was a point in time when like car companies went out of business. It's awesome, anti-power. Like Pontiac used to be a car company. They're gone now. there was this massive bubble, the previous real estate bubble of like 2007. There was the car crisis where gas was through the fucking roof. I don't remember. Was that George W. Bush? I think it was George W. Bush. Yeah, gas was through the roof. So like Hummer went out of business because nobody could afford to put like gas in their fucking Hummer, because the Hummer was like $180 to fill up the tank for like 20 miles. But there were still people that had that. And then time goes on. Inflation hits. But people adapt. You could get discounted prices. People change the prices. The problem is Disney has been spending so much money on things that don't matter. There was, I can be completely honest with this, absolutely nothing in Deadpool and Wolverine that felt out of place. Like everything, like there was no like, hey, this is the new character, and you know, this person is all equal, as important as the. No, every single character was awesome. Every single character had a purpose. Every single cameo had a purpose. And this wasn't we're going to shove something down the throat. We're going to make a movie for a group of people that aren't part of our demographic. None of that was there. So Disney's stock tanked this week. It's going to continue, but with Monday on the horizon, Deadpool's success should, even though the movie itself doesn't really do much in terms of solving problems in the way of the MCU in Phase 4 and Phase 5, and you know, the movie itself doesn't do anything like that. But it doesn't have to, because it was a success. And if they were smart, which Disney might be smart if they start firing the people they hire to tell stories to demographics that aren't their fucking fans, and hire people to do what they did with Deadpool and Wolverine. Again, not every movie has to be this. They'll course correct their ship really quickly. And then we just have to fire every single human being that works for Lucasfilms and start over, including Dave Filoni. And that hurts to say, because I love Dave Filoni.
I don't know enough about Dave Filoni to have an opinion on that.
Wears a cowboy hat, is a nerd.
That kind of makes me intrigued.
Yep. Super nerd, wears a cowboy hat. That's why the Dark 3 did. They said we know Shonen is enjoyed by a lot of demographics, but let's target the older audience and give a different experience instead of regurgitation. And they found that specific audience support the hell out of. Yep. The Dark 3 is Jujutsu Kaisen. Anti-Valor, save me. Hell's Paradise. Hell's Paradise is awesome. Is Chainsaw Man part of that? Because I feel like Chainsaw Man was one and done. The idea is like Jujutsu Kaisen, right? Great first season. Second season became great, started shit. Was it bad? No, just boring for the first 4 episodes, then boom, immediately awesome again. But like they're like, hey, Ninja Kamui was one that I started watching. That one was fucking phenomenal. You know, for anyone who's known me forever, you know, from Marvel Strike Force days, I hate fucking clipboard people. I hate the people whose job is to go around checking fucking boxes, man. I can't fucking stand. Well, actually, if we just do this and this and this, we'll get this. Like, because they're never fucking right. They're never right. It's like Twitter says this, and then like a million fucking Twitter followers say like, this is the greatest TV show, and then they make $0. Mm-hmm.
One of my
It's
concerns is what they've said about X-Men, right? They said that they were, and I get it. You know, you're trying to appeal to more of a female audience. I understand that, but
stop.
when they
You already
say,
have a female audience.
when
They're
they
the ones
say
who
things
like the movies. Sorry, please continue.
exactly. No. That was gonna be my point. Like when you say things like that, it's like, are you stupid? The female audience likes to see the male characters. Like,
Especially,
is that like? Do they not
especially
understand
in,
that?
especially in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Right.
There was a scene. There was a scene where I heard a couple women go in the theater. Woo!
My wife came home and she said, "Damn, he looks real good for age." And I said, "Uh-huh. I said, They already have a female audience. They want to see the things that we're already watching. You don't need to change it up." So it's concerning to me when they say, "Okay, we're gonna lean more into the female characters." No, you're kind of missing the point. You're missing the point. And I'm always concerned about saying things like this because I don't want people to put me in that group. But I do want to say this, like, you're Disney, you're kind of dumb because you don't get it. Women like to see the male characters be male characters. Oh my god.
Chris Hemsworth was clearly hired as Thor because of his acting ability. Yeah. It's not the fact that that if I tried to lick honey off of him, my tongue would get stuck to his stomach.
Listen, women watch football for the men being in tight pants.
No, there are people, but that's regardless of that. There are women who watch football because they like football. We called them good eggs and we love them.
And then they get into the sport that is football.
Yeah. Women don't watch the WNBA.
Right.
Women don't watch the WNBA. I watch more of the WNBA now because Caitlin Clark's the shit.
100%. I watched the WNBA because of the drama between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. I thought it was fun. And now I'm like, you can actually play. Let's continue to watch.
Yeah, she's fucking great. She's so good. She's so good that like Barkley is like, she's so good. Like,
for your pawn,
dude, like, why do we live in this world where people can't like things?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like Grey's Anatomy. It's not for me.
Yeah.
I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine. I'm not like, oh, can you believe Grey's Anatomy has another season? Great. Like, there are shows that don't exist that are not for me. There are shows that exist that I'm not the target audience, but I become a member of that audience.
Right.
90% of Shonda's fucking shows.
Right. I was about to say, bro, like, how to get
90% of the Shondaverse shows are not. I'm not the audience for that, but I'll watch. I fucking love Scandal, bro.
Oh, Scandal was the ish, except for when she got kidnapped, but that's a separate conversation for a different time.
Scandal, like, I used to watch a show called Weeds. I was not the target demographic for Weeds, and your wife enjoyed TXT. No shit that she's not the target. Unless your wife is like me and she's like, this fence is nice. Like, then maybe, but Jesus, man. I didn't actually like DxD for what it's worth.
I have never watched. That's an anime, right?
Yeah, and that But like, I also have very weird taste when it comes to anime. Like, I loved Fairy Tale or My Little Wizard. Friendship is Magic. That's the official title of that. Fairy
Okay.
Tale. She's on the fence. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, exactly. But like, people can just enjoy things because they are good. There doesn't.
Yeah.
I can enjoy a movie if the main character is male or female.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter. What I cannot enjoy is any movie where the main character, be it male or female, is flawless in every conceivable fucking way.
Mm-hmm.
I can't, because I'm like, oh, that's relatable. Yeah. My favorite thing is how the main character never is under any threat, always, solves the problem.
Right.
Themselves, never needs any help. Like, I'm like, oh, great. Why the fuck am I watching this?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I wanted to watch a movie about me. Right? Hold on, I got a soundbite for this one too. Where is it?
Wait, how can you be semi?
I must hear it
You're
now.
either perfect or you're not me. There's no gray area.
You're just giving real Vegeta vibes there. Like I want to watch a story that I like, and I don't know what I'm going to like until I watch it. Yeah. What I do know is what I've liked in the past. Give me what I like. If I like Star Wars, you know what I don't need? I don't need you to shit on my fucking love of Star Wars.
Yeah.
If I like Marvel, I don't need you to shit on my love of characters. I don't give a fuck about Agatha Harkness. So that means whatever you do with Agatha Harkness, fucking great. Don't care.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Do not care. Like, do whatever you want with her. If
As
I don't like
you,
the show, it's great. You know who I like?
Don't lessen another character as a result of you trying to prop up another. Like, that's been the big gripe of the audience is you can still elevate a character without reducing another one. Although from a scientific perspective, that probably doesn't make sense. But it does make sense at the same time.
A Wolverine versus Hulk movie is in development at Marvel Studios. Yes, please. Will take. Thank you. Just reading some random conversations.
No, that's fine. That's intriguing.
There's no spoilers here. I'm just like, ooh, interesting.
No, I think that they gotta get it together. They gotta listen to what we're really talking about, because in their mind, all they think is that people are saying we don't like women, when in reality, it's like, no, it's actually the opposite of that. Like, we're like, oh no, women. That's yes, but also like still keep these other guys great too.
Remember how the character that had the most growth and like most interesting story in X-Men 97 was fucking Rogue? Mm-hmm. In how like she was so excited to be a part of something, and that Magneto was able to give her something mm-hmm. that she couldn't get anywhere else. And then she realized that no, the person I love, it doesn't matter. My love for this person is beyond the physical. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the D, yes. And then they died. And then she went on an absolute fucking tear for 3 fucking episodes.
Yeah.
Not a single person I know was like, oh, she must be on the rag. Like, no, nobody. We're like, yeah, of course she's like that. Of course she's like that.
Fair.
She should be.
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
Conversely, everyone I know hates Jean Grey as much as I do, so they were like, yeah, fuck Jean Grey.
I mean, it's freaking Jean Grey. Boy, is she annoying as... You can finish, man.
What's this? Fuck.
Oh, fantastic. Galactus, fantastic. Okay, cool.
So they did a drone show, NSDCC, and this was a Galactus drone right outside Hall H. And I'm like, man, that's cool. We already know he's going to be the guy in the thing, so
yeah,
that's nice. Really happy that they kept this spoiler free. So
am
far
as well.
because I scanned it first to make sure there are no immediate plans for Eternals 2. You could just replace the immediate.
I was gonna say I feel like there should be no plans for Eternals 2. No one wants that ever. Damn, Ryan Reynolds looks good in a freaking pink suit. Good for him.
For half of a second, I didn't think this was Ryan Reynolds. I thought this was what's his name? Eugene Levy's kid from Schitt's Creek. Another show, clearly not for me. Loved every second. It might have been for me. To be fair, that show might have specifically been for me. Yeah, now that I think about it. Did you watch Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman on Hot Ones? I don't watch Hot Ones.
No, Jay sent me that. I still have to watch it. I want to watch it, but I want to watch it when I'm like chilling in my bed so I can laugh my ass off.
So, other things that aren't spoilers. Dogpool. Good girl or goodest girl?
Leave it at goodest girl. They didn't. I feel like that's
they could have
already
done more.
given away too much. It's already given away too much. Yeah.
What do you mean? Everyone knew the dog was in the movie.
No, but like how much the dog does, I feel like might be a spoiler if I allude to it.
I don't know that Cosmo is gooder than Dogpool.
No, Cosmo isn't. Cosmo.
I don't know.
I really like Cosmo. I really like Cosmo. Might be my favorite animal in the MCU. Although Lucky is kind of close. I'm not gonna lie.
What's
what's Kate Bishop's dog name? It's Lucky, right?
It's Lucky. It's Pizza Dog, Lucky. And then Goose is the Flurkin for Captain Marvel.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Dog. Not only is Dogpool's backstory fucking sad,
like the official backstory in the comics.
Yeah, Dogpool in the Deadpool kills Deadpool universe.
Yeah.
Gets the most heinous fucking death.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, why? Why would you do this? Why this to this? Like, are you okay? Whoever wrote this, not even who wrote this, who drew this?
To get you in the
all
field.
Of you.
That was the point.
All of you need to. No, it wasn't even the feels. It was like, I'm like, fuck you, mad. I wasn't angry. I wasn't sad. I was agitated. So bad. The saddest backstory of all time of any comic book animal is the Red Lantern cat.
Red Lantern.
I forgot his name. The Red Lantern cat was a cat who was abused, and then it found it was found on the street, and it was taken care of by this woman, this old lady.
Mm-hmm.
And the old lady, I think her house was broken into and she was savagely killed in front of the cat. And in that moment, Dexstar? Is that the name of the cat?
Name of the cat? Okay.
Dexstar? I don't remember. Dexstar, yeah, I thought so. I fucking love DC Comics, man. I like we could start talking about them again one day soon, but like I fucking love DC Comics. They're so good.
I have an intention of starting to cover that or keeping a comic. I just haven't. There's no one's recommended anything to me to get into yet, so I'm like, okay.
New comics. Fucking close your eyes, pick a Batman comic, and read it. It's probably fine.
Or Green Lantern. I heard Green Lantern is not terrible.
Green Lantern is never terrible, but Green Lantern has more lore. More like cataclysmic fucking lore than anything in the history. So the cat witnessed this and was just like so fucking done that a Green Lantern ring in space Yeah, yeah. It was just the worst experience. The Green Lantern ring, a Red Lantern ring from space was like, Kitty, you have much rage in your heart. Come, murder. And it was so fucking awesome. So in my house, I have 2 Green Lantern ring posters.
Yeah.
And like I have a lot of shit all over, but like in that, like a lot of stuff we keep to our like general parts of the house, but in the living room we each have certain things. So there's like a giant Hulk display. Matt loves Hulk. And John has a wall of Magneto like figurines and shit. And I have a wall of posters of Green Lantern shit.
Yeah.
But the 2 Green Lantern cores that I love with all of my fucking heart, the Lantern cores that I love with all my heart, is the Red Lantern core, because they are just the Hulk. In anyone to say, who do you want to be the Hulk? You are now the Hulk. Go. And then the Orange Lantern core, because the Orange Lantern core has the greatest oath of all time. It's
Orange
mine,
Lantern core.
mine,
Okay.
mine, 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 mine. The Green Lantern,
Okay.
the Orange Lantern is the lantern of greed. And there used to be a whole bunch of members of the Corps until Larfleeze was like, no, mine. And then he killed all of the other lanterns and took their rings, and now he is the only member of the Orange Lantern Corps. But his power, which isn't great, is that he has the consciousness of all of the other Orange Lanterns. So he can attack, so he can summon them, and they're also Orange Lanterns, but they listen to him. Yeah, fucking awesome.
My.
I fucking love Larfleeze. That, and then of course the Blue Lantern Corps, because the Flash got the Blue Lantern ring, and it wasn't even close. It was when you heard about Santa Claus, yeah. The Blue Lantern Corps was like, who gives the most hope in your on Earth? And then everyone's like, well, it's Superman, or it's Wonder Woman, and the ring just like zipped right past them and landed on the Flash's finger. And he was like, me? And then everyone, even Batman, was like, no, it's the Flash. But yeah, definitely, like 100%. Yeah, there's no, dude, the Flash's bad guys. Like the Rogues crew, the Rogues Gallery, which is the name of the Flash's bad guys.
Yeah.
They have rules. They have rules about what they are allowed to do and not allowed to do.
The Flash?
And if you break those, the Flash bad guys have rules about what they're allowed to do in their crime. And if you break those rules, they turn you into the Flash. Like they go, here, Flash, take him. He hurt somebody that he didn't need to hurt.
What?
Yeah, dude, like, the Flash is so, like, the bad guys of the Flash, in general, respect the fuck out of the Flash. They're like, look, we're just going for some petty larceny here. We just want to rob this bank. We don't want to hurt anybody. Just put the money in the thing. We're going to leave. No one's going to get hurt. The insurance will pay for everything. It's fine. If we get out without hurting anybody, the Flash might not hear about it.
Oh
and then,
my
like,
gosh. Okay.
And then like some asshole fucking security guard will be like, I'm going to pull a gun. And then they'll like the guy will like hit them in the back of the fucking head. And the Flash will be like, violence, I heard it. And then just go fucking say, like, no! They're like, we didn't want to hurt anybody. We're sorry, Flash. We'll just go to prison. It's fine. We'll be out in 6 months. It'll be fine. You need to read Blackest Night and the Sinestro Corps War. Yeah. You need you need to read the Ion arc. Here's
the thing. There is so in preparation for Superman coming out, I'm gonna be getting into a bunch of comics from DC because you know me already. I've never really been like a DC fan other than like basic knowledge and watching a few different animation shows and whatever you read online, right? So the goal was to try to get into some things in preparation for Superman, and there's a lot that's out there that tells you, read this, read that. I have like a list that's set up, but oh wow, listen, we've made it. We're getting spammers in the comments. Mama, I made it. So, anyways,
guys, we can get the best viewers
if we click on that link. It's safe, I guarantee you.
Yeah, it's not gonna sell my I don't know, my DNA. Jeff Johns' Green Lantern is probably my favorite comic of all time. Anything with Kyle Rayner makes the Green Lantern stories great. Anytime. He just has the best stories. He's not the best Lantern. Well, that's arguable. But he has great stories.
Yeah, so at some point in time, we're gonna get into some DC stuff. I think we're kind of waiting on some more DC information.
We're waiting on people to give any amount of fucks.
Yeah, it's really kind of what it is. Yeah.
Here's what you do for DC. And tell everybody right now, you want to know everything you want to know about DC, okay? I might have said this before, but I'm going to say it again. You watch the Batman animated series. Then you watch Superman animated series. Then you watch the Batman Superman Adventures. Then you watch Justice League. And then you watch Justice League Unlimited. And after those 5 fucking shows, you won't need to worry about shit on shit. Because you will know everything you need to know about every character. You'll even know about characters that don't fucking matter, like Hawkgirl. You'll be like, who the fuck is Hawkgirl?
Hawkgirl.
It does. If you watch the DC comics, if you watch those shows growing up, you were tricked into believing Hawkgirl was a more relevant part of canon than she was. Even in Brightest Day, I think her and was it Hawkman who got the ring? I don't remember. Watching Justice League, dude, it's better as an adult, Valor. Dude, Justice League is fucking great. The problem with DC Comics compared to Marvel Comics is DC Comics does this thing where it's like 2 decades of comics retcons everything. 2 decades of comics retcons everything. 2 decades of comics re-retcons things to back before to now. 2 decades of comics, 90% of them are Batman comics. Like it. To be fair, Wonder Woman's been going on a hell of a tear too. The Wonder Woman comics have been great.
I'm looking it up right now. I'm like, yo, what is going on in DC? Just so I can kind of get an idea. I'm like, yo, what is going on right now? All right, DC Comics. So, oh yeah, you can pull it up. Yeah, I forgot that. I mean, there's Wonder Woman going on right now. You mentioned that. There's a Nightwing comic that's going on. There's some Catwoman stuff, but I mean, Catwoman.
All DC Comics. All right.
I mean, really, there really isn't much going on from what I can see.
There's some Green Arrow shit. Flash rebooted recently.
Like Absolute Power, I know is a thing, so a lot of people are into that.
I'm a hot take here. I don't care. I never cared about Harley Quinn. I don't care about Harley Quinn. She is not an interesting character, and the only thing I like about Harley Quinn is the HBO Max show because it's awesome.
Well, I mean, I assume she is they more try to like prop her up because of the movies and stuff, right? And that's why they're like pushing this agenda with her. I assume.
I'm sorry, Margot Robbie, if you see this, which you won't. You're too busy being Margot Robbie. You Jessica Lawrence all over Harley Quinn for me. Jessica Lawrence ruined Mystique for me permanently. Because Harley Quinn is not that interesting a fucking character. She has interesting things happen to her, but
Yeah.
she's literally. Harley Quinn's purpose was to remind us. Did I say Jessica Lawrence? Jennifer Lawrence? Whatever, fuck her. Harley Quinn's purpose was to remind us that the Joker was not okay because he had Harley Quinn and was still like, nah, we're not gonna have sex. We're gonna fuck with Batman. Like, he was not, like, that was her purpose. To be another reason we understood that the Joker was absolutely fucking pure chaos. Because most people would be like, Harley Quinn? Yeah, I'll just retire. Like, yeah, just fuck this brilliant fucking bombshell. No? Okay. Yeah, there's, as is tradition, there's like 15 Batman stories at all times. I don't know what's going on with Absolute Power. I probably don't care. World's Finest.
I've seen a couple of videos on it. I haven't watched them, but I've seen a couple of videos out there on it.
World's Finest is always good.
Variant covers, I think, of some crap.
Yeah, fucking, I don't know.
There isn't a ton going on with DC Comics in general. That's why I'm like, I don't really know what to get into because it's just not really anything new that's going
on. Wonder Woman's been great.
Anything that I would cover would be old stuff.
Oh,
honestly.
Green Lantern War Journal right now is going pretty well. Are they redoing Crisis? They're re-releasing Crisis? Why? Crisis, whatever. A lot of alternate arts of Batman covers with you know, very sexy fucking Poison Ivy and Catwoman on it.
Yeah, Lady Gaga is playing the new. Oh, there was a trailer that came out this week on Joker.
Yeah.
Bro.
I don't care. I'll watch it. This is what I go with. I don't care, but I'll watch it.
I'll give it a chance always on the first day, but I mean,
I already know they're gonna fuck up Harley Quinn's origin. She's just gonna be somebody else, and it's not gonna matter. Like, Joker was fine. The problem is DC has never had a good movie. I'm gonna repeat that for people in the back. DC has never had a good movie. DC has never
than what
had
we thought it would be.
A good movie. Never. Blue Beetle was okay. Wonder Woman was okay. Never had a good movie. So, like, their fan base is like, nah, it's good. It's good because of this. It's like, okay. Do you know how we would know if it was good? We would.
I mean, the box office would show it. Word of mouth gets around. People go, bless you. Word of mouth gets around. People go. They watch it. They talk about it on
If it was a good movie, you wouldn't have to tell me.
Yeah,
if it was good, you wouldn't be saying it.
It would be too much buzz around it. You know?
Christopher Nolan's Batman movies weren't good. Like,
DC's had a rough time, man. I mean, they just have it. Like you said, personally, I don't agree with you on they've never had a good movie. I thought there were some movies that were good, not great. I love
Peacemaker. Peacemaker wasn't a movie.
There was some. Oh, Peacemaker was. Yeah, I never watched.
Every DC show has been fucking great. Doom Patrol was fucking great.
Now DC animations are amazing. Like,
not anymore.
They're not anymore.
I
mean, I haven't watched
3 or 4 that came out have been hot garbage. They did Crisis. They did Crisis on Infinite Earths 3-parter. Terrible. Okay. Although the acting was good, the voice acting was great. The story was dumb. They did a bunch of Batman shit. They somehow ruined Batman and the Ninja Turtles. I was like, how the fuck do you ruin that?
It's fairly easy, actually.
Shredder versus Batman? I'm in. Let's go. Fucking figure it out. Nope. Terrible.
No, they can figure it out. They can still overthink it.
Gotham by Gaslight? You dare make a fucking cartoon? I mean, a comic? It was awful. Oh god, so bad. They've been fucking up all over the place. I don't know, man.
Yeah, like I said, man, there really isn't anything on, like, from a comic perspective where I'm like, I'm interested. And then all we've gotten really from them, otherwise, DCU wise, is that what they are? DCU, is that what we're calling them now? We've gotten what? Superman costume. We've gotten, I forgot what the other guy's name is, costume. We've seen some of the other costumes as well. Hawk Girl. I mean, listen, man, there's just not really much going on. There's no real excitement around it. The movie's not coming out until 2025, and then we have to see what the first initial trailer looks like. Then the TV spots. Now, I personally think, not a hot take, but just like a slight prediction, I think the Superman movie is going to be good. I do. I think it's going to be good. Is it going to be great? No. But I think it's going to be good. And I think people are going to overreact to it and be like, oh, DCU suddenly rivaling Marvel. And we're going to be like, no, it was just a good movie.
DC fans
give it a chance.
Need to hold on to whatever they can because they have nothing. They have nothing. They have nothing.
They're starting from scratch. Basically.
Dude, someone threatened violence against me when I told him I didn't like the Christopher Nolan Batman movies. He was like, dude, Dark Knight? I'm like, yeah, that movie was fine at best. He's like, you don't fucking know what you're talking about. I'm like, yeah, cool.
No, Bane was great, but the story was
that was Dark Knight
slow.
Rises. And also, no, Dark Knight was the Heath Ledger Joker. And I'm like, Heath Ledger was a fine Joker, and that movie sucked. And if it wasn't for Heath Ledger's Joker, that movie would have sucked twice.
I think a lot of people conflate the two. They're just like, well, no, because Joker was great, the movie was great. No. Joker was great. The movie itself wasn't good. And then we had Dark Knight Rises, and the movie, once again, to me personally, wasn't great. It was just that you had a really good Bane. You had a respectable job by Anne Hathaway, as, Catwoman. Like, she was good. I was rather frustrated with Robin. And I put this in quotations because I'm like, was that really Robin? Like, what? Listen, DC has had a rough time. The last DC movie that was good, like I said, Blue Beetle was good.
The Batman. I don't know if it was a good movie because I enjoyed it so much.
The Robert Parrish one, is it the one you know?
The Robert Pattinson one, yeah.
Pattinson, that's the Parrish. Yeah,
it's close enough. I did not like Joker. It was fine.
It's just not my style of movie. These two movies, the first movie was basically kind of like a musical. The second movie is a full-on musical. Yeah, like that, but they're more blatant about it. It's just not my style of movie. I understand why people like it. It's just not my forte. It's not my style.
The Batman was the closest.
Just a trailer.
The closest to good that I've ever seen a DC movie be. But again, I've always said it's because they figured out the main character of Batman stories isn't fucking Batman. It's Gotham. Gotham is the main character of Batman stories. And there are some Batman stories, Nightfall, Court of Owls, like, that are truly insanely good stories, but everyone always focuses on three. They always focus on The Dark Knight Returns, Year One, and fuck, I forgot the last one. And those were the best. They were really good stories, but like every time the problem with DC movies is that DC is still making movies the way Fox and Sony were making movies in the early 2000s, which is we're gonna take the stuff, right, the story, and then we're gonna just like grab bits and pieces that we like and then change it viciously, change it fucking like change everything in all conceivable fucking ways at all fucking times to make it so that it's our own thing, because we don't want comic book fans to like it. We want to make a good movie. And then as Marvel kind of was just like, oh, fuck you, look at this, taking shitty characters nobody cares about and making billions of dollars with them, DC's like, well, we're gonna do 6 different Batman universes at once. That'll be fine. We're gonna do a Suicide Squad movie. Like, yeah, how's that gonna work out? We're gonna do 2 of them.
2 of them. Well, they screwed up the first one so much that they felt like they had to redeem themselves.
Man, the Batman main gripe is why is Gollum Alfred? Dude, I love that movie. I've watched that movie multiple times. Because you know what? One thing I will say about that movie that doesn't make it good is that movie fucking. If you told me to name how long that movie was, I'd be like 4.5 hours. Because that movie was forever. Yeah. If I only had an hour to live, I would spend it watching Batman, because because it would be like 3 days later I'd be like, cool, it was the longest hour of my fucking life. Zero pacing whatsoever in that entire movie.
Well, speaking of pacing, let's jump in back to Deadpool. How did you think the pacing of that movie was?
Don't remember it.
Before I let you answer that question, it actually wasn't good. Like, the pacing wasn't really that great. This movie was just hard carried by freaking Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, and you didn't care about the rest of it. It didn't matter.
Incredible violence, gratuitous cursing, slight plot, incredible violence, foul mouth cursing, slight plot. Like that, the movie. This was a snuff film interstitched with a story. This was not a story with violence.
Yeah.
And because of that, I loved it.
Yeah. And this is why I kept us. I said what I said before we going into this movie. I said Deadpool and Wolverine can do different things that other MCU movies cannot do. And my concern is that they may try to emulate this with other movies, not understanding that Deadpool and Wolverine are 2 different type of characters. You cannot do it with other types of films. That is my one concern. Leaving this movie, I'm like, oh, this didn't really have a storyline. The villain really wasn't that great. The cameos
I was saying that earlier.
The cameos were a little bit much.
See, I don't think that's true. I think that every cameo
thought they were a little bit too much.
I think every single cameo served a purpose to the story. Every single one.
While it served a purpose to the story, I felt like it also disrupted the pacing of the entirety of the movie.
I wouldn't disagree with that.
So,
how long was Deadpool? I don't know.
I don't know actually specifically, but I do remember feeling like there were some moments where I was just like, "Oh, this is just way too long. Can we move on, please?" But that's also partially because of how much crap was going on at once. So then when it slowed down, you were just like, you're like a kid that's just like, like you're an ADHD kid. Why are we still here? Why are we still here? And that's kind of how I felt. Now, that could say more about me as a person, and it could say anything else about the movie. But I do feel like there were some moments where I just felt like the pacing was a little bit off because of the fan service due to these cameos. Although I will say I wasn't disappointed. I wasn't disappointed with any of the cameos. I enjoyed the cameos. I would just say that there were just some moments where I felt like there were too many lows because of it. But my original point is I am concerned that they're going to try to do this with some of the other movies. And it's not going to turn out the way that they anticipated it to turn out. My hope is that they understand that this is Deadpool and Wolverine, and it can only happen with Deadpool and Wolverine.
What's the next? Well, they already have the next movie done, right?
I'm talking about like future movies, because now they may look at this movie and say, well, should we make some changes to Cap? Should we make some changes to Fantastic Four? Should we make some changes to some of these other movies? I just hope that they're not going to do that and understand that this is what it, of course, this is what it is.
Just the goofiest fucking picture of Beast I've ever seen.
Now this is Beast.
Oh, what up?
Have you seen Beast in X-Men 1? Oh, this is it. This is like the visual. Okay, cool. Yeah, this like the new X-Men comics, bro. Beast looks weird as fudge.
What the fuck's happening to Storm's eyes?
Bro. She looks like Catwoman right now.
I want this cover. I want this comic right now.
My issue with Deadpool and Wolverine, I drink my pop too fast.
The chibi characters on this cover is adorable. This is adorable.
So for X-Men 1, by the way, was a pretty good read. It was just very weird to me, like it, because so this is coming from someone that hasn't read the end of the Krakoa story. It was very different for me, kind of stepping into the new remade X-Men. But with that being said, I thought it was an interesting story. I just feel like the first issue kind of dragged on a little bit. I haven't read. I don't think the second issue is out yet though.
It's a pretty high quality one, Jay. If you want it, it's a pretty high quality picture.
Good. This is pretty good. Drag and drop that thing.
Zoom in.
Psylocke was my first crush in the comics. Yeah, I never got into comics until after. So with Rogue was always the first crush for me, regardless of any situation. Rogue and Storm. Rogue and Storm.
Jay, just literally just send it out. Like leagueofcomicgeeks.com is the website I use, and then just take the picture, send it out, have it posted. That's a great picture.
Yeah.
I want the She-Hulk cover where she's in her gala. Yeah, dude, seriously. I do that all the time. You can there are places that'll just take a picture, blow it up, clean it up, and fucking make a poster of it for like $20.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a high enough quality to begin with, like to get it like a really big, like a movie style poster as opposed to a small one, you could just send it. You can go to like Signs to Go or something, and they'll fucking print it for you for like $8 or something. Fuck Staples will do it.
Do we have anything else?
I mean, we can fucking
talk,
do whatever
or anything. Yeah.
So yes, the thing is, it's hard because the only thing to talk about is Deadpool and Wolverine, and we're incredibly limited on what we can talk about in Deadpool and Wolverine. You know?
Yeah, that's kind of the issue. Yeah.
I almost don't want to do a spoiler talk. Like it almost feels like it's not worth it. Like next week though, all in. Like you know what I mean? Like next week, because
I don't want to ruin anything for anybody. Although for the 5 people that watch us, but
well, I don't want to accidentally ruin something either.
Right.
What if somebody has a stroke, right? And then we autoplay for some reason on their YouTube, and like when they come to, they just hear, they're like, "Oh, am I okay?" And then we're like, "Can you believe cameo such and such happened and this thing happened?" And we're like,
"You're very thoughtful of."
And they're like, "Oh no, those idiots!" Like,
this could happen. Highly unlikely, but this could.
I don't have anyone to talk to about it. I know next week I have no problem talking about it. The thing is, there's nothing to talk about, right?
Yeah.
We have SDCC that's going on right now.
Right now. Mm-hmm.
Literally as we speak. And the Saturday is the Hall H panel for Marvel. So that's tomorrow. So we'll
We
have
already
a
got the
bunch of
comic book
information.
updates on like what's going on there, but like the MCU stuff, we don't have anything.
Nobody goes to Comic-Con for comic books, man.
Exactly my point.
Like nobody cares.
Yeah.
They did do a screening of Deadpool and Wolverine at SDCC though, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
So like good, that's awesome. Like I said, the title of this is the obligatory Deadpool saves the MCU, and the answer is like, yeah, it kind of does. It kind of does, not from a story perspective, but from a
feel.
A reminder to the people in charge that if you give the fans what they want, they will spend money on the product you sell. Yeah. Stop trying to tell the fans to like something and just give the fans what they want. What we want out of Deadpool and Wolverine is sailor mouths and murder. What we want out of Captain America movies is political intrigue and spy novels. What we want out of Hulk is smash. What we want out of Thor is thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening.
Yes.
Galileo, Figaro.
Very, very frightening.
We are not doing good in the Olympics. That is not a note for me. I don't care about the Olympics. That is not a real thing.
I thought the ceremony was just today. There's actually competition that has started already. That's impressive.
I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that there are things that we are consistently... But, like, it always feels shitty when America wins anything in the Olympics, because we could just be like, you, come over here. You're on our team now.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. There's no, like, American pride is, we will take the best of your country, and they will be American. And that's the most American thing I've ever heard. That is, like, we're not a nation of the best. We're a nation of where the best will go. Like that's America. Fuck yeah.
That's right.
I remember seeing the American decathlete ones, the math decathletes, and it was just straight fucking Chinese and Japanese kids. And I was like, I'm not gonna say Chinese and Japanese American because
don't do it.
Huge gymnastics fan. I have no problem with I think they're fine. I do. My opinion on the Olympics is the same as my opinion on parades, and the same as my opinion on fireworks. I don't fucking care. Like whatever.
I don't mind watching gymnastics. I think to me it's always incredibly impressive to see what they do, but at the same time I'm also like, wow. This thing takes a really long time. I sure want to run and watch the rest of this.
Yeah. I'm a utilitarian at heart.
Yeah.
In which everybody has value, and the best we can do is to assign value equal to what the people are best at. But everybody does have value. And in that logic, when there's things like Olympic ping pong, I'm like, congratulations. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean? Like, who fucking cares?
Right. Yeah.
I it's kind of the same with gymnastics to me. Because I'm like, intellectually, I understand that what you're doing takes years of training, practice, dedication, hard work. It takes roughly the same amount of effort that like the ballet does. And at the end of the ballet, if you've ever been to a ballet, it is a beautiful, moving piece of art that comes to life through the dance of the people. And if you watch the Olympics, someone flipped for a while and got a gold medal, and then no matter what, in 5 to 10 years, has to go work at at Hertz Rent-A-Car. You know what I mean? Like, it's like I understand that you're the best at this very specific thing, and I get it, and I'm like, that's awesome. But as the utilitarian in me is like, the thing you're awesome at doesn't fucking matter in like the scope of reality. And I hate jingoism. I hate the idea of like, I support my country because my country's the best. Like, no, I like prove it. Be the best. And be the number one most educated country in the world. Be the first in space. Like, you know, like do the things that make the country great. Don't make arbitrary sets of rules and then say, look, I can do this thing that I said is important, so it's important. Like, I get it. I don't care. Basketball, it goes the same way with sports. Sports is a form of entertainment. It only exists because people watch it. Like I said, there's a reason why the NBA players make millions of dollars a year, and the WNBA players make millions of dollars a team. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a difference.
Unfortunately, it's true though. Unfortunately,
it's not unfortunate. It is a metric of what happens. NBA players don't make millions of dollars a year because they're better. They make millions of dollars a year because the NBA brings in billions of dollars a year. And because of that, if they weren't getting paid millions of dollars a year, they wouldn't play, and therefore they wouldn't make billions. It's a cost thing. So I understand it. If the WNBA was making billions of dollars a year, fuck yeah, pay those bitches. Like, they deserve more, but it's not. It's the same thing with like the women's soccer team. Like the women's soccer team, when they were like, we don't get paid as much as the men. Like, correct. You also don't bring in nearly as much money as the men, even though you're better. Like, you have better records. You are consistently better. Is that a problem with society? Yeah. Are we going to fix it by paying you differently? No. Matter of fact, you're probably going to not get paid a lot, or you're going to lose it somewhere else. Like, it's just, money's a finite resource. I just don't care. Like, I'm not saying it's wrong, and I'm not saying anyone who likes it isn't right. The part of me that's like I like art, I like beauty. So if I go to a museum and see a picture, even if I don't get it, I'm like, all right, someone put work in there. Someone put work in it, right? Like, that's cool. Same thing, MMA is the same fucking conversation. Like, it's a sport. Sports is like, great, what are you going to do after? Hopefully, you make enough money doing this sport that you play that you don't have to worry about the after. I just don't see that with Olympics. You know what I mean? Like, most Olympic stuff.
It's tough. Yeah, it's tough with that.
Like, oh, you're an Olympic gold medalist. What are you doing now? I wrote a book about being an Olympic gold medalist. Cool. What happens to the person who comes in fifth? They're just fucked, right? And I'm just talking about America. What if you're a Lithuanian fucking gymnast? What if you spent your entire life in Azerbaijan or Lithuania or Kazakhstan, and you're like, I'm gonna join the Olympic team. Wow, we made it. I'm in 7th place. Great. Is there food on your table? Again, I'm kind of an asshole, and I know that, and I'm, sorry, but like, you can't make me care, because I feel bad for the most part of like, not everyone can work in STEM, but like, congrats on your 7th place gymnastics medal. I hope the diner you work at puts a picture of it up.
It's harsh.
Is it true?
I can neither confirm nor can I deny. So
yeah, like,
I'm gonna leave it at no comment.
There's no medal for 7th place. Yeah, that's the fucking point. That's the point I'm making, Jay.
Yeah. All right. I don't have anything.
Even people, I got one more thing to say. Even like people who win gold medals in the Olympic wrestling event just go to WWE. Kurt Angle, Chad Gable, Brock Lesnar, this recent guy, his name I fucking forgot, but he won in 2016 or something. Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm done. I just when we get to the point in the night when I talk about utilitarian uses in global sports, we're out of things to talk about.
That's when we know that we've crossed the threshold at that point.
All right. So the only takeaway from this, aside from liking, subscribing, telling your friend about us, is of course go fucking see Deadpool.
Do it.
Go see Deadpool. Michael Phelps is a gold medalist. It's not the same.
Yeah, he has an incredible amount of sponsorships. He's fine. He's fine.
Gold medalist? Yeah, I'm not talking about the gold medalists. I'm talking about the one who qualified and failed. Like, fuck you doing? Yeah. Like, subscribe. Go see Deadpool. You have to.
You need to see it.
It is the best thing in years in theaters. It is the most fun. Take your kids. Take your children. If you're a good parent, you'll take your children. If you're a really good parent, you'll make sure they understand that everything that's happening in this movie is fake, and it's because people suck.
That's fair. That seems like the right thing to say, kind of, sort of, give or take. All right.
Just gonna leave this book. We're done. We're going. Bye.
Bye. Bye, guys.
We're done. Fuck off.